Can we really improve our English through reading newspaper? Of course, the answer is going to be a very big yes because I'm the live example for it. And you know what? I used to think reading newspaper is a very boring, tedious and monotonous task. But to my surprise, I started noticing wonderful results as soon as I started reading this newspaper. So that is why I'm requesting you all to just kickstart reading this newspaper from today itself. So, what are the steps that we have to follow? And we often face so many questions when we want to start reading newspaper, like how to start, from where to start, and what to read in those pages. We don't know anything. So that is why I'm here to guide you each and everything. So the first step is just very simple. What is it? Set aside your time every single day and make up your mind that from today onwards you're gonna set about 30 minutes of your time aside, and you're going to be consistent and you're going to be very determined. Nothing can stop you and you're going to be very invincible. Yes, because you should need this type of, actually you need this type of mindset when you are going to start reading this newspaper, because we are not going to achieve this fluency or whatever we want in just a span of 1 month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks like this. We have to spend a lot of time and a lot of years. So that is why I'm telling you, try to give it a shot to this newspaper, reading newspaper, and try to take up the habit of reading newspaper. Make it as a habit every single day, because we are going to get a lot of benefits out of it. We are going to make most out of the newspaper, guys. So that is why I'm telling you. And here we are trying to kill two birds with a one stone here. That means we are trying to imbibe a great and massive knowledge from a newspaper, and at the same time we are going to take our English to the next level by just fortifying our vocabulary, idioms and grammar things, whatnot, everything, sentence formation, everything, just everything. So that is why you have to do follow this first step, that is setting aside 30 minutes of time. You do not say that I can't get 30 minutes of time. Please do not say. If you start finding excuses and complaints, then you can't achieve, or then you won't be able to reach that fluency or your goal, whatever you want to get, as because you are very busy in finding complaints and excuses. So please stop it just now. And if you can't get 30 minutes of time, it is okay. At least try to spend 10 minutes of time, because in that 10 minutes of time at least you can read or cover one article in that whole newspaper. So that is enough, because something is better than nothing. Always have this quote in your mind when you are telling yourself that I do not have enough time, I can't get ample time to read this newspaper like this. Never say to yourself like that. We are not as busy as a bee, right? So that is why. So this is the first step. What is the second step that we have to follow next is you have to choose the right newspaper. Yes, when we talk about the newspapers, we have so many newspapers out there. For example, Times of India, New York Times, and the Hindustan Times or something, the Hindu as well, the Guardian as well. So many newspapers. So choose according to you and according to your interest. Choose that newspaper, and after that, you have to make your priority that from today onwards I'm going to read newspaper. And after choosing that, you do not feel puzzled or confused like from where to start. I will tell you what to start. After choosing the right newspaper, and here we have to take a pause, because everybody will be thinking that I can't afford to buy a newspaper, or I can't get a newspaper from anywhere like early in the morning. You would be thinking like this. Then I will be here to make your job very easier for you. You can follow any Telegram channels or anywhere. We can get online newspaper very easily within a snap of a light or within a snap of a finger. So that is why you just do one thing. Just go to any Telegram channel. This is what exactly I do. I read online newspaper, not offline. You just go to any random, just search newspaper channels in Telegram and just try to download it. Whatever the newspaper that you want, you will be getting. They will provide you with so many options. So just choose your option and start downloading it and start reading it. So this is what you have to do. After downloading it, what is the step that you have to follow? You have to make sections. Yes, focus on the right section. That means there will be so many sections in the newspaper, like entertainment section, sports section, and articles, news, everything, like political things, and everything will be there, right? According to your interest, choose according to you those. If you are very interested in reading entertainment section, then just go for it. Nobody is just stopping you from reading that entertainment section. You can go for it simply, because if you are thinking that I can understand the language there very easily when we compare it to the political section, then you can just go for it, right? So nobody is stopping you here. So just opt for that entertaining section and start reading it. So this is what you have to do. If you are a person who likes sports, of course you can opt for that as well. According to your interest, choose your interest and start reading it. So this is what all you have to do it. You do not have to read the whole newspaper. This is what you have to keep in your mind when you are reading newspaper. We can't read the whole newspaper. And you know what? It will be like a futile attempt if we try to read that whole newspaper in that 30 minutes of time. Nobody can read the whole newspaper. This is how I used to even think, like, okay, now I'm going to spend 1 hour of time, I will be finishing the whole newspaper. But it's not possible, because it would be like beating the air. It is a futile attempt completely. So just try to understand what I'm trying to say here. Just choose an article according to your interest and start reading it. Okay, this is what you all have to do. In that 30 minutes of time, whatever you can finish, just finish it. That's it. You do not think of, oh my god, there are so many papers left in the newspaper, how can I finish them off? Please do not try to attempt reading whole newspaper. This is the one thing that I want to tell you. So after choosing or after focusing on the section, what you have to do? You have to read it, right? Whatever the article that you have chosen, you have to read. But how to read? Reading plays a pivotal role here, because we actually read everything normally whenever we read something in our mind, but here we have to read aloud. Yes, because there is a strong reason behind it. When we read something to ourselves, what happens here? We just focus passively on those paragraphs, and we just try to finish that paragraph as early as possible. This is why we read. This is how we read to ourselves. But when we read aloud, we understand. And you know what? It helps us better understand the hidden meaning of the paragraph or the article when we read aloud. Even if we are not willing to understand, even if you are reluctant to read, once you start reading aloud, then you will be feeling like going with that flow and rhythm. So that is why start reading aloud to yourself, because you can participate actively when you start reading aloud. So that is why everybody suggests you to read aloud to yourself when you are reading something. Not only English paper, in newspaper, whatever you are reading in English, try to read it to yourself aloud. Do not care about what others think of you. Do not care about your vicinity or your surroundings. And you know what? While you are reading aloud, you will be coming across a lot of vocabulary words and a lot of idioms and phrasal verbs that we do not know. And that time it is common to feel confused and to feel bemused about what is the meaning of this particular word. Then you do not stop reading that newspaper. Just continue that reading that article. Okay, continue it. And after that, you can do one thing. You can search for that. You can just look it up, the meaning of that particular word in Google, and note down in your vocabulary book. This is what simply you have to do. And this is how you can expand your vocabulary or strengthen your vocabulary. And at the same time, if you are trying to get in touch with current affairs also, you can just take a look at the whole newspaper one time. It doesn't take you more than 10 minutes to take a look at the whole, at the newspaper one time from top to bottom. You can just simply read headlines of the newspaper. This is how we can keep in touch with the current affairs, I think so. Not only just vocabulary, you can also get to know many things regarding this language. That means grammar things as well. You will be getting to know all those tenses and everything, and you will be running across a lot of things. Once you start reading newspaper every single day, you will be exposing yourself to those rules, grammar rules, day by day, right? And then you will automatically get to know. You don't have to spend specific time for improving your grammar or to by heart or to mug up those grammar rules. You do not have have to do it. Just start reading it. So that is why I'm telling you all, reading is a very important, is a very significant, to when we want to improve our English or when we want to achieve that fluency in our lives. So that is why I always recommend you to spend ample time on reading. So this is all about the newspaper, and you might be all thinking that we are going to spend only 30 minutes of time or 20 minutes of time to read newspaper. Is it going to show any good results, or is it going to improve my English? Really, of course it is going to improve your English. Not only English, at the same time your vocabulary also. You can indirectly improve your vocabulary also, because I observed it. That is why I'm telling you, without noticing this change, this massive change, I won't recommend anything. You know it. Always believe that little drops can make mighty ocean. These little efforts, whatever you are putting now, gonna rise to a big change in your life. Who knows that 20 minutes of time can lead to that fluency very soon in your life? Who knows that? With that consistent efforts, with the determination, with that persistence in your life. So that is why I'm telling you, please be consistent and try to incorporate all these methods or steps in your life to improve your English, and one day you're gonna reach that fluency very soon. So now the ball is in your court. That means you have to make your decision. You have to do something for yourself. Nobody will come and tell you like do this or do that to improve your English or to shine up your skills. Nobody will come. You have to take your decision on your own. So just decide yourself whether to pick the newspaper or kick out the newspaper. It's just in your hands now. Roll up your sleeves and start working on your skills. Start practicing and start polishing up your skills. So that is all what I wanted to say in this video. I'll catch you in my next video. Till that time, please do not forget to keep on smiling and keep on shining. Bye bye.